just gap closure, especially off a transition, and I just mean when he's going skating backwards, recognizing there are places then that we want him to go sideways or forwards and close the gap, attack the puck, and instead of giving ice. It's just there's different styles of hockey. You see it far more in the Western Conference now, and that's probably related to Vegas winning the Stanley Cup and their style of defense. Their D will give ice and their forwards will hunt. And we do it more, there's more of an Eastern Conference flair to us. We don't give a lot of ice, and our forwards still have to hunt back, but it's more to cover off the D who are going to be aggressive. So it's a big change for him. I thought he played a real good pro game last game. You come into a team, no practice. You know, you're seeing the systems on video. They were, don't introduce it. He missed one a defensive zone face-off loss where there was a rollout and he missed it, and he shouldn't have known what we do. So he other than that, he picked it up really quickly, and anything that he didn't know, he just played the game and read the situation. So he played just a real good pros game. You put a 22-year-old in that, he's still learning the game, and he hasn't learned that not everything is systems, not everything is structure. Sometimes you just look at what's in front of you and make a good decision. That's a guy who's been in the league a long time. So I was happy with that. He's a good puck mover. As he gets used to where our people will be when he touches it, when he's under pressure, he'll go a little quicker with it. But I like to start.
Coach, I know you obviously don't want to take penalties, but PK perfect 7 for 7.
No,
but what made the penalty kill so good against an elite power play?
I thought Gus Forsling was like at his peak last game. He covered ice, broke up plays. I do think there's something psychological to Barkov hitting the post on the first one. So they've given up 8, and we've given up 8. So our power play's aware when you're going against a kill that's aggressive. They would have talked about that, and then we scored, I think, 12. So you crack the bar on the first time, and that maybe sets you back a little bit. But Gus Forsling was outstanding on that kill. We got some good performance, but he stood out, shot blocking, gap closing, killed a bunch of plays at the line. We are not an undisciplined team. You do have those. You'll see it. You'll get into a game where you get a 4-minute high stick, right? That hurts you. You throw one in the stands. You're at 6 minutes on plays that aren't really. It's not that the guys aren't trying. Cross check was a bump. So I thought our discipline was fine at that. That's the wrong team to have the night that you're going to take 6 minutes where you don't want to take them. And then our kill was great. So that was the piece of the game that I was most pleased with. Other than that, it's a funny game.
It's been a while since you guys have seen this Columbus team. I mean,
Yeah.
how impressive is it that they've kind of been able to build off the emotions they started the season with to be able to do this?
Yeah, he's, there's 3 or 4 guys, but credit to their players, but clearly a Coach of the Year candidate for what they've been through. Any one of those events that they suffered alone, just the injuries that they've gone through, would be enough to sewer a season. And then, so they've done it, but there's a reason for it too. Like, these guys are an interesting team. They're not like most other teams. These guys will make plays off the rush to speed. They don't necessarily slow their game down to it. So we call them dangle teams. We wouldn't call them one of those teams. They will make that play off the rush with speed, but they've kept a forechecking mentality. So they don't force plays that they shouldn't. They're really good at deciding when they should try it and when they shouldn't. And when they shouldn't, then they become a hard forechecking team. I'm not sure I've seen a team do it as well as these guys have done it. Like, in the last 20 games, they're as good as we are, and we're pretty happy with our record. You got Winnipeg and Washington have been the best, and then it's kind of Gus, Dallas, Tampa Bay, and then it's the Columbus Blue Jackets, and it's real. So every team has their strengths and weaknesses. We'll try to get to theirs, but we will have to be very mindful of their attack game.
Any line change tonight?
None.
11, Bob?
Correct.
With Seth coming into the lineup, you have 7 defensemen you want to make. Valencius and Schmidt are probably the 2 that are going to intertwine. How are you going to rotate those splits in? Is there a specific guy that's in the 6 hole right now, and maybe Lewis has to?
Yeah, Naismith's in the 6 hole right now. The race in our division isn't loose enough for us to be platooning yet, I don't think. Injury will get Uvis back in. clearly a couple of poor performances possibly would open up the door. But Uvis will also be very much a part of it. He'll be at the game tonight, in the 5:30 meeting, in the penalty kill meeting, part of the group, because he's an easy player to put in our lineup. We've got lots of time for him. His game was very good prior to the trade. He was playing as well as he's played all year.